Welcome, everybody, to another live edition here on Man's Night. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I do very much appreciate it. Tonight, we got two special guests tonight for our Man's Night, and we're going to be talking about whatever comes to the table on this live open mic night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my good friend Sterling to the show. How you doing, Sterling? Okay, okay, I got Willie in here too. How's it going, Willie?
It's going good, thank you.
All right, and then Sterling's got sound quality issues. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Boot. All right. So evidently, Sterling's got sound quality issues, but that's understandable. He'll be back here in a minute. With that said, welcome to the show, Willie. It's nice to meet you for the first time. I think I've talked to you before numerous times on the phone, but I got a lot of love and respect for you and what you've done and what you've accomplished over the years. Thank you so much for doing all the hard work and whatnot that you have done behind the scenes, and of course, in some things that you've shared with everybody, including me. So, if you can, with the followers that we have in here, can you please explain to yourself who you are, what's that, and go from there? Welcome to the show. Welcome, Sterling.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Wanted to first of all tell you that I've watched your show a couple of times, and I appreciate what you're really doing.
Thank you.
My name is Willie Russell. I'm 70 years of age. Just a guy that graduated from college, moved back from Texas to be with ailing mother-in-law, and wife got hooked up with some bad people, and the next thing I know, my daughter was a victim of Judge Gary Little. That was the worst mistake I ever made, was reporting that. I should have killed him.
Right.
I should have, honestly. I mean, it would have changed. It would have changed my life, but by reporting, my life changed too.
Right.
And actually, it changed worse.
Right.
Because see, now I'm told I can't be a veteran, a Vietnam veteran here, and I can't be a veteran. I'm now told 30-something, and this was 1987. Okay, they didn't even have a registration law then. I was out one day. I'm told I have to register, so that's it. I worked pretty hard. I can tell you this: concrete man most of my life. My own business. I'm retired. I'm happily married. Wonderful woman. My first wife was actually killed by my registration officer. He actually grabbed her by the neck, and she had a brainstem stroke and died on an illegal search. I've been jailed 48 times for no crimes only in this county. I mean, I've had my house burnt down. I'm partially blind in this eye. 2 police officers watched me get assaulted. No crime. I had a white supremacist stand in court and threaten to kill my in-loving Jewess 4 times. Not a crime. But when I called him a bitch, I got 30 days in jail because bitch is a crime. So, folks, the only thing I can tell you about this registration law is, oh, and by the way, I've been elected for 12 years in my precinct. Wow. My people that know me in this neighborhood, they appreciate the fact that I am there for them. And you on the registry can be there for them too. My theory is this: we want to make America great, whether you're Republican or Democrat. And believe me, I'm a Democrat. I'm a conservative Democrat.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
But if we want to make America great, we have to make our neighborhoods great. And if we're going to make our neighborhoods great, we have to make our neighbors great.
Mhm.
And the way we make our neighbors great is don't let them think lies about you. And when they see the difference, things change. And they've changed here. It's the government that we need to change. I'm a
Absolutely.
guy. So and I fight for those things, and as a result of those things, I get really, really hammered here. As a matter of fact, I just recently won the award I told you about there. I think, did you see it there, Jay?
Yep.
The Who's Who?
Mhm.
Did you see that, Jay?
No, I did. I did. I did.
Yeah, well, Who's Who has now rescinded it because somebody sent them a 30-year-old sex offender release on me. They rescinded it. I worked hard my entire life to build up a good, and one person can take away something that you worked so hard for on a
Mhm.
lie.
Mhm.
I'm the guy that's going to fight that. Who's been notified? I'm going to take them to court.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is things that people, and you know what? It's a pain. And listen, I know that I'm very much stronger mentally and emotionally than a lot of people that are on this registry. I'm aware of that.
Mhm.
I'm aware that these people are on this registry because they have issues,
Mhm.
and I'm here to help them too.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I understand what goes on, but I also understand the hate that police officers should never be involved in registration licensing people. That's insanity. All they
Mhm.
want to do is lock you up. That's all they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, and that's what I fight for those things. And I'm here, and basically I'm on the struggle by myself up here, like
Mhm.
most of everybody else is.
Mhm.
But why can't we get together? Why can't we get together? And why can't we file a 25 state class action lawsuit?
Mm.
Ex post facto, folks. Okay, they're harming people's lives, and that's what we have to stop. We have
Yep.
to stop that. And if we don't stop it, people are going to die.
Yep.
And it's going to be our family members.
Mhm.
Because, see, the vigilantes out there want us.
Mhm.
They get creds for hurting us.
Mhm.
So we have to stand together and we have to protect our families. And we have to make sure that the schools are protecting our children so they're not victimized by the big bullies there.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's where I'm at, Jay. Hey, it's time to be it's time to step up. I mean, hey, go pick it. I
I
do.
say I say it all the time. Yeah. What's your take, Sterling?
Well, I'm putting together a nonprofit organization for that very purpose. I don't know if you were viewing that live stream where I spoke about that. I mean, there's a million people on the registry, right? Who isn't going to want a million votes, right? I mean,
Mm.
the organization is Citizens Association for the Rights of Reformed Individuals. So uh, more than a third of America has been locked up.
Yeah.
So if they got the vote of the felon, that would guarantee them the presidency. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So who wouldn't want to do that? And the mission behind the organization is one. I want to bring us all together because if one person's talking, no one's going to hear him. But if there's a million of us, we have to be heard. And like you
Mhm.
said, it's going to take picketing at the Capitol and stuff, saying, "Hey, I'm a human being. I'm a person too. I deserve the same rights and respect as any other human being."
Absolutely.
I mean, I did my time. I paid the punishment, that was prescribed to me by the law. Anything beyond that is double jeopardy. They want to say the registry is not a punishment, and yet it's used to prevent you from getting housing. It's used to prevent you from getting laws. And what a lot of people don't realize is even in Megan's law, it is forbidden to use that information when it comes to housing and employment.
Absolutely. And it's a 24/7, guys. Like these people here on my panel said tonight, it's a 24/7 punishment. It never ends. Even after you're sentenced, you're still being sentenced.
Oh, Jay, yeah, I just talked to a lady tonight, and you know, she's a black woman. Okay, she's from St. Louis, and they hate her here. And it's not, and you know why they hate her? Because she likes me. And she's an elected official too. Because she likes, they actually ask her to, can you stop him from complaining about what we're doing? She goes, hold it. I'm not going to stop him. And
imagine that.
You know, the point, yeah, exactly. The point is real simple here. These people don't understand. Their children are next. When I die, they'll find somebody to fill my little number. Yeah. They'll have that same amount of people that they get to hire cops to come and check your house. Yeah. You know how you get them to stop from checking your house out?
How?
Build a fence.
Ah, there you go.
I got a 7-foot fence. They don't come on my property at all.
Nice. Well, yeah. And you know what's funny? Actually, technically, they say this law that we're talking about here tonight, guys, this law is supposed to protect children. Let's keep in mind, guys, this doesn't protect children. Are my children right now in my house behind me being protected right now? No, because the vigilantes and all that would like to just show up and do whatever they want to do, and it puts my family in jeopardy. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, how this is protecting our kids.
Hey, Jake, can I have a minute just to share a quick little story about that for you?
Absolutely. Whatever works.
Okay. 6:35 in the morning, out back. I got a garage. And behind my garage is another yard that goes into a big apartment complex. And then across the street from that is a high school. So here I am up early one night, morning, and I hear all this racket out behind my garage. I go out there, and here's 2 kids. We're talking high school kids shooting dope.
Whoa.
I told them, yeah, they're shooting dope. And I said, hey, what are you guys doing? This guy pulls a gun. We'll kill you. Get away from it. I said, you know, do me a favor. Shoot me. Okay? It'll solve a lot of issues. In the meantime, I'm going in the house. I'm calling the police. You get your ass off my property. The guy, I go leave. They jump over the fence. I watch them. They go into the high school. Now, when the police get here, I tell the sergeant, I says, this is what they're wearing. He says, well, what should we do? I says, well, if it was me, Sarge, I'd go over to the school and let them know that there's a child with a gun in here. And I'd take the guy with me that saw him. I've already told you what he's wearing. And I'd stand there, and when they come down the hall, I'd get him. He went over there, and he said, that sounds like a good idea. He went over there. He was gone 9 minutes. He came back with the restraining order keeping me off the school grounds. He went over and told them that I had a gun and was coming over to kill students. Now, when I got that, I contacted the school district immediately. We had a meeting set up the same day they dismissed this. Okay? Just so happened that the principal of the school, when we had actually moved into the community, we had taken to the school. My mother-in-law was a professional golfer. She had passed away, and we took over a whole bunch of golf clubs. He knew us. So he said, hold it. When we went to see him, I know you guys. You brought some golf clubs. We said, yeah. He said, yeah, we've never had no trouble with you. And I said, you're right. During this event, okay, that was the event. A week and a half later, 2 weeks later, I saw the kid across the street at the high school while we were waiting. School was out. He had a gun. He was robbing a couple of kids. I started honking my horn so the police and all the adults would see going on. The kid, Guy got off the bus. A Mukilteo school bus driver got off, assaulted me. It's all on Mukilteo bus cameras. I drove home. The cops, the guy there at the school told them I pulled a gun on him. Now, this is all video by 3 cameras, not only mine, but 2 school cameras and a bus camera.
Wow.
I go,
Amazing.
they come down with AR-15s pointed at me. I'm standing in my driveway. My wife comes outside. I told her go lock the gate. She went down to lock the gate. They came up and broke her hand with their AR-15s, and they were so concerned about the kids. The video actually shows kids walking right behind them while they got these guns pointed at us. I didn't go to jail. They didn't arrest me. Okay? This is the violence that people can cause and the danger that people cause based upon lies against registered people. I've been accused of crimes when I was in Europe. Yeah, I actually have a guy going into court saying I shot at children in a camp. Nobody investigated that.
Right.
But it's on my record as a man who shoots at an 18-month-old child at a Home Depot in a homeless camp, okay? And nobody investigates it. These are the dangers.
And it's because, which I'm pretty sure you know, and Sterling, you already know how this works. It's because the major news outlets, whether it's local or national or whatever it is, they do this thing called fear mongering and brainwashing and all of the other stuff that goes along with it. That it's so uneducational and so ignorant that we have a problem just with that, and we need to fix that. That's where it needs to be fixed too. Start educating the real facts about this stupid topic we're talking about here tonight.
That reminds me of something. When I was locked up, all of a sudden they call an emergency lockdown of the whole place, and I'm sitting on my bunk, and an officer or CO walks by, stops, looks at me, and said, "Yep, still here." And then he kept going. I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" So I called up my parents, and what had happened was I was approved for work release. Right, I went to the facility, and then my
He froze up. You froze
Is he
up,
back
Sterling.
yet?
You froze up, Sterling. Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's just, it's just he's just reiterating things I'm sure hundreds of us have experienced.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Sad. It's sad.
Yeah. And that's I'm kind of glad we're talking about this because not a lot of people are educated on this. Nobody really knows how this whole thing works. And we need more people that are educated on it so we can get it taken care of and get it fixed. What's your take on that, Willie?
The thing that I tell people when you talk about educating, go to your meetings where you have your elected officials and question them about it in public. It freaks them, and guess what? They don't have the answers. Now that it has other people sometimes asking questions. Well, why is it? It's a law. What's the deal?
Right. Welcome back, Sterling.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It said I lost my connection.
Yeah, you froze up.
So my ex-father-in-law is a corrupt highway patrolman, and they knew that I had gotten work release, right? I went to the facility. My counselor said due to logistical problems, I had to go back to where I came from. And that's when they did that emergency lockdown. Well, I had spoken to my folks, and the SWAT team came out to their travel trailer where they were living looking for me because my ex-wife had called the police and said I was out there threatening them with a gun.
Yeah,
I was in prison. I was still in prison.
There's another imagine that.
I mean,
you're a bad man. You're a bad man.
If that isn't a big red flag saying, maybe these people aren't telling the truth about this guy, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and that's the part where I say, like Willie, that we both agree that we do need a lot more education on certain things.
So how do we get that? And I'll tell you what I've tried to do is I tried to get, and it's really hard because you got to have more than one person who's on the registry involved.
I agree.
the way it should be is, hey, there's some registered sex offenders who are going to have a meeting. Come on down here and let's hear the real facts if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
And guess what? Get a public meeting at City Hall. Okay. Yeah, they're free rooms. City halls are free rooms.
Mhm.
Okay. They don't charge. And
There's also community centers.
Yeah. The difference in the community center is you don't have the protection that you have at a city hall. It's a big difference at the city hall in the commissioner or in the council chambers having a meeting than at the public library.
Mhm.
So I say always have it someplace safe.
Yeah, because they can turn out ugly.
Yes, especially libraries are not necessarily good because you have to go to the parking lot eventually.
Right.
And hey, and I'm personally not, and I know most of us are not afraid to go out and stuff. But I can tell you this: I know some people who are on the registry. They are afraid,
Mhm.
and
That's because bad things happen.
Yeah.
I heard a story about a guy who was washing his truck. He was just outside washing his truck, and another guy drove by, and he witnessed this guy washing the truck. But the problem was there was 2 teenage girls in the yard next door, and so in this guy's mind, who
Oh,
was driving
boy.
by, is like, "Oh, he's planning something."
Oh boy.
So
Oh,
then,
yeah.
according to him, he went over there to talk to the guy, but he was armed, right?
It
The
figures.
guy opens the door, and according to this guy, he said he was charging at him from his door, so he pulled out his gun and shot him.
Oh,
Knew he was planning on offending these kids or whatever.
unbelievable.
But the facts are this man went to another guy's house and shot an unarmed man in cold blood. I'm not cheering him on.
And
You know,
for no reason.
right, and well, that happened in Bellingham up here. There was 2 guys. There was 3 sex offenders living in a house up in Bellingham, or actually in Mount Vernon, Bellingham area, and this guy knocks on the door. They open the door. He's got an FBI hat on. Hi, FBI. Need to come in and talk to you. They went in and talked to him. One guy had to go to work. He went to work. This guy pulled a gun and murdered both of them. Now, they only got him for second-degree murder. Wasn't planned or anything like that. The good thing, he went to jail. He got 10 years for killing 2 people. The good thing is he went to jail, and he did 7 years. Was supposed to get out, and I think a week before he got out, they found him dead in his jail cell.
Imagine that.
That's the good thing about that guy. That's good. To me, that's a good thing. Because if nothing else, it's letting people know that there are solid mothers that are in jail that don't believe in targeting people.
Right.
Even though they've done bad things, they don't believe in targeting.
Right.
You know, and I tell people we can't change it. We can't change the hate. But you know what you can change? Every 4 years, you get to change whoever's elected. Quit electing these people for lifetime in your communities. Term limit.
The problem is whenever people are running for office, they run on this tough on crime platform. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, you can't be too tough on crime." I'm like, "Really? You can't be too tough on crime?" Well, tell me something.
Yeah.
If your son goes into a store and he steals a candy bar, should he be executed?
Oh,
well, no.
wow.
I said, well, that would be tough on crime, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and
Nice.
and some people want that.
Good point.
Yeah, some people want that. But see, here's the deal. You're talking that it's really hard, and yeah, there's going to be people do that. But you know what? They are the bullies.
Yeah.
And see, those are the people that we got to stand up to. You know, I got judges here who they have actually told me they're going to do whatever they can to lock me up because they don't like me. I don't care if you like me. I'm going to speak my truth in court. And too many people sit in court and let them just tell bullshit. I don't. I stand up and I object. If my attorney's silent, hey, he doesn't represent me.
Mhm.
Speak out. Put it on the record. And because, see, the record is what people judge you by eventually.
Well,
Especially if
I
something
say
bad
all
happens.
right. I say all the time on my podcast that for some odd reason the truth doesn't sell. Truth
No.
is so hard to get people to listen to or see or whatever. But man, drama, hate,
Yep.
any kind of negative aspect, oh, everybody's there.
And why is that? Why is that, Jay? Why?
Because it sells.
No. Why
It's
are
a sickness.
Well,
people?
that too, but-
Exactly.
no, you're right. But it's money. It sells.
And when it comes to you wanting to make headway and to get something done,
Mhm.
you will lie to get it done, especially if you're talking to an elected official to try to get your program down the road.
I know.
I see it every week at these meetings. People get up.
Well,
Go to your public meetings, folks. You
look
learn a
what they-
lot about these people.
Yeah, look what they
A lot
did
of our
to-
elected
Go ahead, sir.
a lot of our elected senators are felons.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know that. We need to get them to stand up for felons because they've been down that road.
Mhm.
You know, we need them to stand up and help make a better life for those who just simply want to be good people, man. We want to be good people. We want to move on with our life. We want to contribute to society. We want, gainful employment. We want careers. We don't want to just be shoveling shit. Although
Mhm.
we're willing to shovel shit, whatever it takes to survive, but we shouldn't be denying people an opportunity for rehabilitation and reincorporation into society.
Absolutely.
Do
Go
you
ahead.
guys anybody ever go to council meetings, like city or county council meetings?
I've
Go ahead.
been to some city council meetings.
Yeah. Have you taken anybody with you?
Taken anyone with me? No.
Yeah.
I was there by myself.
Take 50 sex offenders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
that's
them
the
all
thing.
signed up to speak, and
I
do
tell
it
you what,
every week. Do it every week for 6 months, and they'll be changing laws to make sex offenders where they don't have to report. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well,
They don't want the people to know. They're going to
that
keep
brings
you
up-
away.
Point. The Miami-Dade County in Florida,
Mhm.
when they were expanding the bubble that you're prohibited from being in, if there was 50 sex offenders going into that meeting, then there could be people objecting to it. There could be people who are speaking out. Of course, you might have to get on the schedule to present your case. But we need more people talking. We need to unify. There's a million of us. There is no way a million of us standing in one place can't be heard.
Snohomish County, I think the last count, and we're a county of what, 180,000, something like that. Snohomish County, they have in this county, I believe it's what, 1,600 registered people. Okay, I can tell you that 1,600 registered people, if they all voted the same way, they would control the elections. That's in every county in this country. If all of the sex offenders would vote the exact same way, they would control who is elected.
That's exactly why they're trying to get us barred from voting. They want illegal.
Exactly.
They want illegal immigrants to vote.
Right.
They don't want us to vote because we have no representation.
No.
Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, if you need somebody to come down there and tell your judge to kiss my ass, I'll tell him. I'll represent you. No, I mean, I'm willing to travel to help people. I'm willing to go wherever. If we got to fight, let's go get the fight. Let's go talk about the law. Let's talk about ex post facto. Let's talk about here. Hey, here's something, Jay. Why haven't we talked about in the Valley of Sin? Have you heard about that?
It rings a bell.
Yeah, it's what happened over in the Yakima, Wenatchee area, and the 48 people that were convicted of a crime, sex crimes, that never happened. That elected officials and what do you call them, CPS workers, they planted these horrible thoughts in these children's minds and put people in prison.
Right. And let me say what you just touched on real quick. If everybody don't know this, for the followers and the fans watching this tonight, keep in mind CPS and other organizations that tied into CPS are the biggest goddamn pedophiles out there. So let's just keep it real. They're the biggest kidnapping organization there is. I'm just keeping it
Well,
real.
in Snohomish County, we have situations like the schools are now
Yeah.
taking the
Churches.
kids and not letting the parents have them, right?
And then mutilating them.
Yeah.
Well, they're taking, well, hey, I figured this out. All this mutilation, this transit, I'm transitioning and stuff. I'm giving you men a tip here. At 75 years of age, men die. At 81 years of age, women die. When I turn 75, I am now Wilma, and I'm going to live 6 more years. So we can transition at 75 and live 5 more years as a woman now.
Well, I want to say one thing. If a person is not old enough to consent to sex, they're not old enough to consent to a sex change.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody on the panel here tonight, remember, the human brain is not fully developed until age 25. So go figure.
Well, and I will tell you this too. There is a study that was done of 3 states and I believe Florida was one of them. I don't know for sure, but there was a study done back in 1998, I believe. And what it said was of registered people and their IQs. Mm-hmm. What it said was that people on the registry have the second highest Q of any group of people that they have ever compared to. And that included doctors, lawyers, judges, preachers, teachers, and presidents of university. So overall,
imagine that.
We are much more with our brains than they are. Yeah. We just haven't learned how to control our anger inside. Mm-hmm. And that's what, hey, I'm working on mine, and really I don't care anymore. I'm too old now. But hey, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And I can tell you, before we get there, there's gonna be a lot of bad things happen. Mm-hmm. But see, we're not gonna be the ones that cause it. It's these people that are out there right now that are thinking they're going to take over this government. That's going to create something that's going to be beneficial to us.
And well, keep in mind too, if I may say this real quick, which I don't know if any of you on the panel are going to agree with this or not, but keep in mind the vigilante crap that these vigilantes are doing actually can be very beneficial. And just hear me out, beneficial for the whole entire registry as a whole. Because that's evidence to say, hey, your stupid law that you guys made isn't doing much. It's not protecting us. So here's evidence. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Go ahead.
It was good. It was good for the civil rights movement.
Right.
Well, and you're talking about that, Jay. What's really the kicker here is on that when you're talking about the law and how it was for us. People are starting to see that the law isn't for them. And so if it's not for them, then we're saying, hey, it hasn't been for us and you've helped it. They're starting to pick up on it. And I'm telling people, what do you think they're going to do to you once they get you in this and your children in this?
I like to ask people, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you had this jacket?
Yeah.
You woke up tomorrow and you're a sex offender. How would you live your life, right?
Imagine that.
Well,
it can happen to anybody. The whole reason I got locked up is because my father-in-law is a highway patrolman who works at a weigh station, right? Mm. So he was taking drugs off these semis as they come through. He would give them to his son, my brother-in-law, who worked as the manager of a Pizza Hut on State Line Road. you could call up Pizza Hut and order a special kind of pizza, and he'd deliver the drugs to your door.
Yeah,
On
imagine
top
that.
of that, my wife at the time, my father-in-law's daughter, was having an affair with my sister's boyfriend. Right. Well, my sister already had a baby with this guy. My wife ended up getting pregnant with this guy. So my daughter's sister and my sister's daughter are sisters and cousins. When she wanted to leave me, she didn't want to look like the bad guy. Right. So I was no longer in the inner circle. Since I was no longer in the inner circle, they had to figure out a way to get rid of me. So they falsely accused me of a sex crime, and then they threatened my kids, they threatened my family in order for me to take a plea of no contest. And then so who's going to believe me when I tell them what my father-in-law's up to?
Well, yeah, he's a policeman. Nobody's going to believe you.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
no one's gonna turn against another man in blue. Back to
Hey,
blue.
I've seen these guys up here. I mean, a judge ordered the sheriff not to take a report on a felony hate crime death threat.
Oh, imagine that.
I've got the tape right here. I can play it anytime.
Yeah.
I can show you guys. I can show
No,
you
I
guys.
believe it.
I
I
can
believe
show
you.
you assaults in the courthouse where a policeman's standing there watching.
I believe you.
And you know what? I'm still good looking. They ain't hurting me none. You know what I mean? They just give, when they do things like that, God gives me the power to continue on and fight. And I'll tell you what,
Absolutely.
and I say God, yeah, he leads everything. And I forget about him sometimes.
Me too.
Okay. But you know what? He knows I didn't do anything. Remember, originally I was charged with a rape, but then they said, oh, it's attempted. Well, we found out afterwards, guess what?
There's no difference.
Oh, no. There is a difference. My victim allegedly had chlamydia. Guess what? I've never had it. But we didn't know about it during trial, and we didn't get the actual medical records until after the appeal was over, so I can't even appeal it now. 30, well, it's 1987.
Well,
so figure it out.
there is something you can do, though, and that's called habeas corpus, and you can have your case reopened in light of new evidence. That's different. That's different than the appeal process.
We did, and it went to right up here to Seattle on the habeas corpus. Judge wouldn't hear it. He said that's a matter for the state to. And this was back when they were, just starting to get everybody involved. So there's a ruling already. Now I need to go back. But what I'm doing now is, I'm doing it a little differently. I'm filing criminal reports against a judge, against police officers, with the FBI. These are federal crimes, and if they're not paying attention, then eventually I'll be filing against them. And hey, I've got the papers. I mean, I don't like the internet and all that. I got hard copies of stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm on my 11th year of public disclosure from the sheriff's office. I've asked for every sex offender file. Okay, I got patterns, how these cops have worked patterns on people. I mean, they just lie to the community about you. Anything. Before I moved out to my new home, I got some neighbors over here that they just a couple of weeks ago. We were talking, and they says, "Yeah, how long ago did you move here?" And I go, 15 years. You go, do you know what happened when you moved here? I said, what? They said, we had 2 cops come down here and talk about all the children that you've raped. I said, really?
Wow.
They went in the neighborhood and did this. They said, yeah. And I says, and do you believe that? And they go, no. And the one lady says, she says, when we moved here, I got to tell you, we were nervous because of what they said. 6 months after you moved here, we got kids. 6 months later, guess what? You're the best neighbor we've ever had.
Oh.
I mean,
you don't hear, and it's funny. It's funny. You don't hear that. You don't ever hear that.
Exactly. I was shocked. And then it wasn't 6 months later. There was another lady. I was out in my driveway. I got a big, long driveway. She says, can I come and talk to you a minute? I said, sure. And so she came up. She says, I got to apologize to you. I said, apologize. Did you do something wrong that I don't know about? And she says, well, yeah. And I says, well, you're forgiven. And she goes, you don't want to know what it is? And I go, not really.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It does,
Forgiveness
it
is
does. And
forgiveness.
she
Yeah.
said that then she says, but I have to tell you because I feel bad. She said, when you moved out here, we had children. We were scared of you. She says, I want you to know something. I'm sorry.
Hallelujah.
It broke my heart.
Yeah. We are not these monsters that people try to make us out to be, that media try to make us out to be. We're just ordinary people. That's it.
Yeah. Real quick, guys, while on the panel, I wanted to show you guys this comment coming from my good friend Trey. I want you guys to read this comment. It says this: SO's IQ range from 100 120 average, and SOs don't qualify for federal Pell Grant program because they totally were using it. What do you guys think about that?
I disagree because
They don't what now? We have what?
I'm sorry, and the SOs don't qualify for the federal Pell Grant program because they totally were using it.
They were using it?
Yeah, that's what Trey said.
Or abusing it?
Probably, I'm gonna say probably abusing it. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I never heard anything like that in my life.
Right. Well, when I got out in 2009, I went right to college, and I qualified for the largest Pell Grant because I was just coming out of prison.
Right.
I used that education. I graduated top of my class for advanced electronics and computer technology, and now 11 years later, I'm working as an expert in my field of aviation electronics.
Congratulations, too, by the way.
Well,
thank you.
Be thankful you got a job, man.
Oh,
geez.
I am. I absolutely am. And people at work are always trying to sabotage me. There's these two ladies who are always, they'll see me talking to somebody and they'll go over to that person and give them the 411 on me. Right. Now you tell me, who is the bad guy? Is it the person who made a mistake and is doing everything he can to try to put his life right and be a good member of society and take care of his family, or those people who won't let him forget it? Those people who will not allow him to move on, who feels the need to sabotage him at every turn of the road. And then they have the audacity to call me a bad guy?
Yeah. And just so you know, if you send me where you work and their names, okay, I'll file an official complaint as an employee, and I don't want to be attacked, so I'm not telling the owners my name. And I'll tell them that these two women are harassing another employee for no reason, and it's disturbing a whole bunch of people on the workplace. Yeah. And I'll make it a hard letter from an attorney.
Yeah.
Stop them.
And there you go, Stern, with more proof what you just said there, 24/7 punishment.
Right.
Yeah. And you know how they knew I was on the registry? They went out there and looked. If this registry didn't exist, they would have had no reason to come after me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything to them. I never caused them a hard time. I never disrespected them. I was never cross with them. I never yelled at them. I never did anything.
Well, you know what they say.
Why are they bringing that shit to work?
You know what they say. You know what society says. The SO community is the lowest of the lows, the lowest individuals that ever exist or walk this face of this earth. How do you say it? They say that the SO community are nothing but scum. So
there are very sick people in the SO community. There are very sick people in the nurses community. There's very sick people in our elected officials. There's lots of sick people. That's the bottom line.
Right. No, I mean, there are some ones that deserve to be locked up, but what about the ones that didn't do their crimes or actually innocent? What about the ones that accidentally relieved themselves out in public? What about those guys? Nothing to do with kids, but man, they're one now, and it's disgusting how they've amped this up and took the whole entire, the sex word and grossed it out by the max of it. You know what I'm saying? Just totally destroyed and made everything disgusting. Go ahead.
I come from a small town, right? A country town. So in our backyard, we had a tree that we dubbed the pea tree.
Yeah.
All of us would go out there and piss on that tree. When I was growing up, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a thing. Right. There's nothing sexual about peeing in public.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get it. And but then yet they get wrapped for it, and now they are one, and their lives are ruined.
Yeah, I'm telling you, folks, it doesn't matter. You know, I have people that have told me, "Well, you can't drink." What do you mean I can't drink? I can have a beer.
I got a beer right here.
Yeah, and they say, "No, you can't drink. You're a sex offender. They're not allowed." I go, "Are
I
you
got
an
water.
idiot?" And I tell them, "Are you an idiot or what? Get away from me with that stuff." See, I'm not tolerant of those type of people. I tell them, "Go find out before you come and tell me I can't do something." And what do? They run and call the police. Then the police will come and say, "What happened here?" And I say, "I'll tell them that." And they go, "Okay, well, okay." And I say, "Now, but that's not the report they write. I was attacking the woman while I was drinking a beer." That's in the report.
That's
And
what
then when I
see,
ask
and
the
right there, my friend, right there, that's where you need to record every interaction
"Oh,
with our officers.
Oh yeah.
I do." And just so you know, hey, like I told you,
You
I'm
can't,
not the guy that's quiet about it. You talk
no,
about
I
court
know
and
you can't
police.
trust nobody nowadays.
All
I
of these are recordings. I mean, I got 5,000. I
Yeah.
record when I got a body camera I wear. Guess what? I also wear. I've been threatened. A judge has allowed a person to threaten to kill me. I wear body armor.
Hmm.
I go out to public meetings and I wear my body armor. And I've had cops
See,
say, "Well, we can arrest you and charge you with that." Charge me. I
see,
want to.
that's sad. That's sad. You shouldn't
No,
have to live like that.
bring me a no. I want that trial because I'm going to call in all these people that have made these threats and everything, and I'm going to say, "Judge, didn't you allow this white supremacist, Nazi insurrectionist guy who living in a trailer or actually in a homeless camp? He came to court, and all I asked you to do after you got done talking to him, he testified. He got done testifying. I says, Your Honor, would you have this man give his name and spell his last name for the record? It's kind of an odd spelling." The judge says, "I forgot all about that, and I apologize." "Yes, sir. Would you tell us your name?" The guy turned to me, pointed his finger, and says, "I'll kill your in-loving Jew ass when this hearing's over." Four
Wow.
times. And they did nothing.
On the record too.
Oh, yeah. And the cop was in the room. You know, they have a cop there. And he ordered him not, the judge ordered him not to take a report. To this day, they've not taken a report.
But listen. If it was one of us that said that, we would be in contempt.
Oh, yeah.
Worse than that. Criminal threat.
I've been put in jail for taking a pee during a break in the hearing. We're at a hearing. The judge takes a break. I say, "I'd like to go use the restroom." The judge says, "Well, wait just a minute here." And I said, "I really have to use the restroom." He says, "Well, just wait a few minutes." I said, "For what?" He doesn't answer. He gets up and leaves. When it's time to pee, I pee. I got up. I told the cop I'm going right across the hall to pee. He walked across the hall there too. I peed. When I came back in, the judge came back out. Now, the clerk's not in there or nothing. Judge came back out and he says, "You went to the restroom, didn't you?" "Yeah." He said, 5 days in jail. Contempt.
What is wrong with our system?
Solitary confinement for taking a pee. So you know what I did when I left the jail?
I'd be pissed.
No, I pissed right on their floor as I walked out and said, "Tell the judge I left him a present." That's who I am. I'm not taking their shit. I'm going to stand up to them. And if they're going to say I can't pee, I'm going to pee every place I can.
Yeah, what do they want you to do? Stand there and piss your pants?
Exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly what they want you to do. It's embarrassing, it's humiliating, and it's controllable.
Well,
and the record would say he was so scared he pissed himself.
Exactly.
There you go. And it's also inhumane.
Right. And I don't take that shit.
It's cruel and unusual.
Well, it's not in Snohomish County. And I'm that guy. I am a prick about rights, and I'm a prick about your rights.
And
that's what I was telling you.
That's why you're so popular over there, and why everybody hates you.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, you got trouble with somebody at work down there, man. I'll send them a real nice note and let them know you continue this, we'll have your ass in court, in federal court. And believe me, I've won 2 suits already.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what? It's a matter of getting down and doing it.
My good friend in the chat said this: when cops came to my house, I was threatened to confess and denied a lawyer. Imagine that. I have a witness, but I would love to have a video. So my friend Trey,
Yeah.
listen, if you're listening to me, man, next time you ever get a cop interaction, record it.
Absolutely.
Show-
I believe in a solid
There
CYA
you go.
policy. Cover
Those are
your
awesome.
ass.
Those are awesome, Willie, to have. Perfect.
I got this one. I've got yeah, I got a couple of eyeglass ones. Hey, they told me I had them told me I couldn't wear this in the courthouse. I said, then why don't you come and take it off? And then I put it right by my pecker. They didn't come and get it.
Wow.
I got to record.
Wow. See,
You know, I mean,
right there. Cameras
Yeah.
are the key thing, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, cameras are the key thing now for protection. So you
Yeah.
got to get yourself a camera. If you're going to be out and do any type of this work that you're seeing here tonight, or an advocate, or even an what is it? What are they called? Auditors or something like that. Make sure you have your cameras on all the time, because government cannot be trusted. Guys, go ahead.
you know, Jay, one of the things that I've run across here is people don't know this about me. I'm up early in the morning.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, really early. I'm up like at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. This is my bedtime. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's good. And the reason is because some of the things I do, I deal with banks back east.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And I've been fortunate enough, just so you know, I've been fortunate enough to my second wife here. She comes from what I call godly people. They
Sure.
got more money than God. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They're country club people. As a matter of fact, her dad was one of the co-founders of Costco.
Hmm.
Okay, so they're taken care of. And one of the things that I found that the one thing that nobody bothers me when I'm with my wife. Okay.
Yeah.
So I tell people this: if you go with someone and they don't know who that is, don't tell them
Mm.
when they ask.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever it is, don't tell them. Just say a person who's I'm associated with. They still, a lot of them have no idea who this person is sometimes. They don't know if it's my lawyer. They don't know if it's a private investigator or anything like that. Now,
Right.
now that we've been married a while, there a lot of them do know, but a lot of them still don't.
Sure.
And that keeps you away from the real crazy people. You only deal with semi crazies and you can handle them.
Mhm.
The real crazy ones, you're not going to have a chance around. Like the two ladies at work that for you, Trent, those two ladies there, they have nothing better to do except to harass people. And you're not the only one they've harassed.
Right.
I can guarantee that. They've harassed their neighbors or somebody else.
You know, when I complained about it, they ended up getting promoted.
Imagine that.
Well, yeah, okay, okay. I can understand that. Yeah, that's just the way it is, man. Did you know I was
Yeah.
I was
The
in
the
law?
fast the fastest
was
way
in-
to the top at work is to mess with me.
When I was after I got out, I had moved to Texas, and there was no registration. Right, I applied for a city job with the city of Amarillo. Uh, I got the job. I was a policeman. Yeah,
Nice.
as a sex offender in
That's
Amarillo,
great.
Texas. As in Amarillo, Texas.
Wow.
Think about that, folks. Not long, not long, but
Wow.
for 4
I
years.
I I have one thing I would like to say about juries. It's supposed to be a jury of your peers, right? Well, hang on. I know it's hard to stifle the laugh, right? But honestly, anyone who has been in prison before, half of those people need to be felons. And yet, if you're a felon, you
Boom.
can't be. If you're a felon, you can't be on jury duty.
Yeah, you can
Really?
if you can vote.
Yeah, I
If
can.
you're on,
I can vote, but I've never been. I've never
if
been
you're on the
called jury
voter
duty.
rolls, if you're on the voter rolls, they can
I'm on.
call. I've been called.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
I've been called, and I go down
take-
there, and they say, "Oh no, 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 no." I always, when they say no, I tell the defense lawyer. There's as I leave the courtroom, I tell him they're stacking the deck on you.
Yeah,
I let him know.
I got my voting rights
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
See, and hey, and you're talking about a million people. But see, it doesn't just be a million people. What about your families? They can vote.
That's true.
Okay, so
That's
now
true.
what happens? Here's a question for everybody here. If every 1 million people and their families voted for Jay for president
Jay for president. I'd vote
or
for him.
Trent, whoever,
bud.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they all voted that way, wrote his name in,
I'd love to run.
you
I
don't
could
have to
I
run
could
if
get
they
you
write your
at
name
least
in.
30.
What's that?
I would bring you at least 30 votes, and then anyone in my organization would be all for it.
How many registered people are in your community?
Oh, like
I have no clue. Probably a lot.
Well,
yeah.
so here's
13
the question.
13
Why don't you get the list, start contacting them, okay?
Yeah.
And then
Use
what
it
you can
against
do
them.
as you're contacting them, see if they vote, and then if they vote, get them to vote for you for the next county council position
Ooh.
or the mayor position or the chief of police position. And actually, just so you know, you don't have to be a police officer to be a chief of police or a sheriff. Those are administrative jobs, and administrative jobs, you don't need any of that training or any of that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm at the top of the hour. I gotta, it's getting closing time, but I want to let you guys all know from the bottom of my heart, with all the love and respect I have for both of you, thank you guys so very much for being up here, taking the time out of your busy life and whatnot to come up here and be part of this show. Great topic, great information, very highly educational. And I got a lot of respect for you guys. Thank you, Willie and Sterling, for being a part of this show.
real quickly, when
Go
are you
ahead,
doing another one?
Next Friday again, and then of course I got podcasts through Monday through Thursday too. So
Okay.
I want to invite anybody who's ever had a felony conviction. Hell, if you've been arrested at all, to stand with us so that we can change this, because everybody deserves the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, according to our Constitution.
Absolutely.
Trent, can I make a suggestion for you?
Hop to it.
Make a flyer saying those exact same things about if you've been convicted of a crime, please come and talk to on this website, yak. Hey, and post it all over town. And I will. If you do it, I'll do
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay if after this we exchange contact information?
Yeah. Stay in the green room. Don't go anywhere, because after the live's over, I like to collab with you guys more.
All right. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
So stay here real quick before I gotta go ahead and end this live. But
Okay.
again, guys, thank you guys so much for being part of the show, and to all the followers and fans. If you're new here and you like what you see, please hit the sub, hit and smash the like, put a comment down below what you guys think of this video, and also show your love and respect for the panel tonight. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this show, and we'll see you again on next Friday's Man's Night. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Bye.